Hello people from planet Earth, welcome. I am miEye and today we're gonna review the Logitech G Pro X mechanical keyboard with GX red switches. So comes in with a keyboard. We will show you later. Of course, it's 10 keyless, a braided cable, 1.8 meters, a key puller, and a box, of course, with manual. So let's dive deeper in to see what this keyboard has in store for us. So let's go. So, what's inside the box? A manual we never read, at least I never do. A key puller for removing the keycaps or the switches if you want to swap them to a different switch. The cable from USB to micro USB with an extra attachment to make it a little bit more sturdy. So let's see, build like this, guys. Micro USB. The cable is itself, it's braided. I hope you can see it's quite dark today. It's braided cable, a thick braided cable. The length is 1.8 meters long. And of course, the keyboard itself. The keyboard itself isn't 10 keyless keyboard. It's from Logitech. You have the branding Logitech here and Logitech on the side. Pro. But it's the Pro X. So I wish they put some X marker next to it. So you can see it's a Pro X keyboard and not a Pro. How do I know it's a Pro X? It says on the box, and you can swap the switches, and that's what basically is the X version. The model isn't very sturdy. Of course, you have some light here. We will show you later. Light here, light switch to put it off, and I don't even know. Oh, the light switch and a sync button, and some more key LEDs, and so we will show you later. Is it sturdy? If I hold the keyboard like this and put the light pressure, you hear some squeaking sound. Could be a little bit better in my opinion. From right to left. Also quite squeaking. So on the other side we don't have Pro at all. It's not a problem, but it's glossy sides and matte top. And then we have the bottom. We have switches and the keyboard itself, the power, and also you have like 5 rubber feet for pretend of slipping on your table. That's very good. It's very slippy. And you can do it in 3 ways. You can either set it like flat, one step higher, and fully higher. I don't prefer that. It's not my cup of tea, fully higher. But if someone wants it, you have basically a keyboard that's fully like a mountain. Some people prefer it, I think. Otherwise they wouldn't create it like this. But some people prefer it. I don't. I like one step higher to make it not flat like this, but a little bit upwards. That's better. So let's power on the keyboard. It's quite easy to power it on. You get the cable. There's only one direction you can put it in. And if I'm not... And of course I do it wrong immediately, but there's only one direction. You mount it in with the Logitech logo upwards. You set it to the table how you prefer it and plug in the USB in your USB port. So let's do that. So we are powered the mechanical keyboard on a USB port, and there are 3 types of switches for this keyboard available: RX red, RX brown, and RX blue. So you get the key puller. For example, you get this arrow key, you do it like this, you hold the keyboard sturdy, you hear a click sound, and pull out the keycap. Then you see the switch. As you can see, we have a linear RX red switch with an RGB underneath, some lights. But you can actually pull out the switch itself. So you're gonna do like the same as I did with the keycap. You hear a click sound, you hear that, but it didn't click yet. And you pull out the switch. I hope you saw it. Then it looks like this, and you can replace 3 types of switches. Here you can see what switches, the actuation, the force, and the amount of pressure you can do before it activates. There are 3 types of switches: RX red, RX blue, and RX brown. We're gonna pull back this switch because I don't have spare switches for this keyboard. Let me see. You can actually see it, how it works. There's only one direction. I did it wrong. Kappa. And you press in the switch. You mount on back the keycap. There's only one direction. If you do it good, you don't have to redo it. And just the key registered again. You can swap to the 3 switches if you want to. There are 12 programmable buttons from F1 to F12. You can customize them in the software. And you can also customize all other buttons if you prefer. And of course there are tons of RGB settings and so on. Funny thing is you can do function, Windows button to lock the keyboard. There's like function, you can just function, see the manual, there are many functions. If you want the keys underneath the one, you press shift 1, shift 2, shift 3, and every key has mostly a thing available. If you press the caps lock, there will be a light above in white or light blue to see if it's on or off. It's very handful, and you can put that off. I don't know which other key is actually the other switch light LED. Does it say? It says it, but I cannot read it. I can read it on my camera actually. Scroll lock. Scroll lock. Scroll lock does work as well. We can press the light off by fully if you want to sleep, for example, or you put it on if you want to game, if you prefer the lights. But I think if you buy this keyboard with such amount of RGB and settings, I think you would prefer the lights, but maybe if you go sleep or whatever you want to do, you press it off. This I think is sync button to sync. Let me just overview the whole keyboard. So we have Logitech, spacebar, enter. This is a US international layout. And then we have the SAT with the Pro without the X. Glossy sides, on all sides it's glossy, so a fingerprint magnet. It looks very nice, glossy with matte, but I think they should do everything matte in my opinion. But yeah, looks, my eyes also want something to look beautiful. And yeah guys, this is basically the sides. This keyboard has 1 millisecond of polling rate for quick activation and stuff. And I already told you the activation force and so on. So let's type a little on this keyboard. By typing, I pull out micro USB to not make accidental clicks on my computer. So how does the RX red switch clicks? This is the US international layout, so you have a big enter and then a slash. I'm used to a wide enter, so I misclick a lot on this slash instead of the enter actually. I mostly not look to my keyboard, but how does the switch sound? It's a linear switch, not a tactile switch. It's an RX red. So every key has basically a different sound, that's mostly on all keyboards. Does it feel satisfying when you click it? Bottom it out. I think the sound could be a little bit better. So let's type a little bit. It's hard to type because I'm not behind my PC, but just on my review table. I'm Michiel. I'm from the Netherlands. I hope you like my reviews. So this keycaps, underneath every keycap there's RGB. I think it's ABS plastic, at least it feels like ABS, not PBT keycaps. It's smooth, so possibly it's ABS. But I'm not completely sure, don't count me on that one. Yeah, overall this keyboard is a beautiful keyboard. Do I like this keyboard myself? I would say maybe with a tactile switch. I'm more a tactile user. I don't like linear switches. That's my personal preference. Every key has mostly different sound. I wish it's so weird that they not add more keys on this line or something. There's a very big space for only 4 things and then 5 things basically, a light, 2 indicators, and sync button, light sync button, and disable your lights. And therefore you have a complete bar of black on the top. I don't know about that, but or they could add something unique, or just remove that and I don't know, maybe put the Logitech logo on the side or something. Then you have some RGB on the sides, would be cool. I don't know. Is it grippy on the table? It is very grippy. I do a lot of force right now, and because of this rubbers underneath, it is very grippy. In total 5 squares, so that's pretty good. I also like this rigid design underneath. It looks pretty nice, but who looks underneath this keyboard anyway? It's a little bit weird. Maybe if you clean it, you have some nice design pattern. Pretty nice. Yeah, there's not much else to talk about, so let's go to the software. Welcome at the software. You can see 3 products I have from Logitech: G502, keyboard and camera. I'm recording with the C920 on my PC, and we click on the Pro keyboard, the Pro X actually, and here you see the presets, freestyle and animation. If you click the presets, you can choose between fix, cycle, color wave, breathing, echo press, starlight, screen sampler and audio visualizer. If you do press fixed, you can do a fixed color. I prefer, for example, pink. Beautiful pink, blue, whatever static fixed color you want. You can swap between it quite easy. Then you go to cycle, and you go to cycle and increase the speed if you prefer. It cycles faster between the colors. Color wave, you can do RGB, color wave, horizontal, vertical, center cutout, center in, reverse horizontal and so on. You can read it yourself. And of course breathing. It breathes in and breathes out. Echo press, what's that actually? I don't see any difference than static, fixed one. You can do background color and I understand. You have multiple things. Starlight, it just lights some keys to the red and the blue. It's pretty nice looking. Screen sampler, I don't know what this is. Choose a sample below and then select the key to map the sample on the keyboard. Way too difficult for me. Audio visualizer, possibly with it will change if you use some audio. That's pretty cool. And then you can go for freestyle. You can customize yourself. I don't know how does it work. You can brush and color, and you can brush whatever you want to highlight. You can highlight yourself and possibly save. You can change 69 keys, 22 1 keys and 1 key. Possibly the logo is the 1 key. And you can go to animation, and again you have multiple different presets. Lighting. And maybe you can download actually more presets on the internet. I don't know if that's possible. Actually I want to see if there's a static color white. Is there actually in white? That's bluish. But yeah, okay. White is bluish. But it's hard to make white actually in real white. And that's basically it, guys. And then you have assignments, of course. Customization for your hotkeys. Keys and actions. All what you prefer. Overwatch. Or I mean Overwolf, Discord, OBS. And customize macros. And system commands like volume up, play and pause. You can change every key. I don't see you can change the RGB lighting to a different key, so it's only possible with the top layer, the F1 buttons. Possibly with function button, I believe. And you have game mode. I don't know. This is basically the software, guys. So let's go back to the desk. So the end conclusion: is the Logitech G Pro X keyboard, mechanical keyboard, worth to buy? And in my opinion, the grips underneath, top notch. The lifting mounting set, like to lift the keyboard upwards, is top notch, is solid. It squeezes a little bit if you do side pressure and bottom pressure, but that's with most keyboards. Keycaps and the font I'm not really a fan of. I wish they improved the font on it. It's now a space design font, Personally, I like different fonts, but it's up to them. Overall, the RGB is amazing. Some key features like the LED for caps lock is a handful. The key puller is a handful to pull out the keycaps, and the switch to replace or swap your entire keyboard with a different switch is pretty nice. I like this logo of Logitech, but maybe it should be on the sides. The glossy sides is a fingerprint magnet, but don't touch it too much. I'm doing it right now, but there's no other way to hold it easier. And the top bar, I'm not so fan of this top bar. It's too big. It looks nice maybe, but it's a waste of space. I think they should change that, but it's up to them. I don't know. I'm not a designer of keyboards, but and maybe USB-C instead of micro USB. But it's a minor difference to me. But overall, I really love 10 keyless. I'm not a fan of linear switch. I like tactile, but yeah, sometimes you have different keyboards with different switch. This personally not my own keyboard. It's from a friend of mine, from Steve9 on Discord. He loaned me this keyboard to make a review, but I can easily see what are the flaws and what not. I also played 2 days on live stream with it, so I'm live streaming quite frequently, basically almost every day. To check maybe the live stream or join Discord. I try to be very talkative on Discord and help any questions you have or answer a question. I don't know if I always know the answer, but I can answer, at least try to do it. Yeah, the keyboard is pretty nice. Personally, I wouldn't buy it. It's way too expensive, 150 or above. But this beautiful keyboard, it looks nice. The glossy looks nice, but it's a fingerprint magnet. But yeah, grippy on the sides. And the keycaps, grippy on the sides is very great. The keycaps, I'm not really a fan of the font as well. But overall, yeah, you can say it's a great keyboard. But I wouldn't buy it with my own money actually. There are, I think, better keyboards for a cheaper price, or at least equal quality for a cheaper price. But yeah, if you have Logitech and you want to sync it with the G-Hub, it's pretty easy. You can link your mouse and keyboard and maybe your camera. I don't know if you can sync that, but yeah, I think it's okay-ish. It's okay-ish keyboard. So I hope you like this review. I really enjoyed creating it, and see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye. Bye bye.